Hi everyone, my name is Nicola. I am simply a stitcher. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, it's great to have you, and if you are returning, thank you for coming and spending some more time with me today. So today I'm going to do a stitch with me, and this will be one with a chat element, and I am working on my Lord of the Rings stained glass. I am doing this by colour completing all the black first. I'm working it 2/1 full cross on some 18 count aida, so it's going to be quite large when it's done. I am 80 stitches in, a bit of a slow start this morning, had a busy week, so we'll have a chat about that and then we'll get to some comments. I know that I've been asked about sort of longer videos, and I'm going to sort of try and very gradually just increase the times a little bit. You know, I mean, we do sort of an hour as it is. I'm going to sort of try and get to perhaps an hour and 10 with this one today. Let's see how it goes though, eh? So I'm hoping that everybody is well. Since my last video, I'm going to zoom in a sec, we've been quite busy. Andy and I and the girls went out at the weekend, excuse me, to a village for his channel. We went to a place called Potlington, which is near York. Very beautiful village. And you know, we had a lovely day out together, which was quite nice. And then I've been off work this week, so Sunday my stepdad was here, and then I've been off work, so Monday I had a day at home. I had a few bits to do. I've got a model stitch that I'm still working on. Went and did the supermarket shop, you know, all the standard things for a Monday. What else did I do? I did something else on Monday, I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah, I went and got my nails done. I've gone for bright pink today. I was going to, this week, I was going to go for white, and Hannah said, no, that's boring. You can't go white. Okay, Hannah. So, yeah, so I did that first thing. Then we went and did the shop. And, of course, Monday as well is a big filming day for me, because I film a floss tube and a stitch with me on Monday for releases on Tuesday and Wednesdays respectively. And I also filmed an unboxing of my Gecko Rouge kit, and I think we've now solved the mystery of that. I am just going to reinstall the pattern on Pattern Keeper later, make the adjustments that Glenn has said, and then all being well, we should be good to go. If I had done the piece as it was on Pattern Keeper, then we would have a problem. So, because I would have used the wrong colours. So it's a good job really that I queried it and I sent over an email to Gecko Rouge, and they were absolutely fabulous, I have to say, in helping me resolve this. And, you know, even though it was sort of out of hours, I was still getting the emails from them. And, you know, for customer service, you can't fault that. So that was the shape of my Monday. Tuesday, Andy and I went away filming for his channel, and I took Autumn Waltz with me. It won. We went to a place called Ashbourne in Derbyshire. Now, here on Tuesday, I don't know if it's the same in other parts of the world. I've no idea. So, again, forgive my ignorance. But it's Shrove Tuesday, Pancake Day. And in Ashbourne, they have an annual event, and it's called Shrovetide Football. Now, Ashbourne is a relatively small village, and the townsfolk play this game. The entire town is the pitch, barring a few restricted areas such as places of worship, cemeteries, monuments, memorials, and so on. And there's a stream that runs through Ashbourne, a river that runs through. And depending on which side of the river that you were born, that depends on which side you fall on for Shrovetide football. So it starts in a big car park. It used to be a field, but now it's a car park, and there's a special plinth where the ball is sort of thrown into the crowd and the match begins. And it can go on all day. I mean, it starts at sort of 2 o'clock in the afternoon, but it can go on until as late as 10 o'clock at night. It's such a big event that the shops and business premises and homes that are certainly within the town centre all board up or put bars across the window to prevent damage. Because, you know, when you've got sort of, you know, many thousands of people in the town watching this event, and this ball can move fast through the streets, really fast. You have to run. It was entertaining, to say the least. So I did an awful lot of walking on that day. So we stayed over that night and came home on Wednesday, which was Valentine's Day. And as I said before, me and Andy don't particularly go all out for Valentine's. We just sort of bought each other some chocolate and got on with it, kind of thing. We're the kind of couple that tells each other we love each other every day. We don't need a particular day of year to do that. So that was that. Yesterday, Thursday, slimming club. That's all I had on yesterday. I did a bit of more sort of a bit of a top-up supermarket shop, and then slimming club. Just lost 1 more pound this week, but that's fine. A pound is a pound. A pound is a loss. And I understand that as I get closer to my goal, it is going to slow down. A couple of victories sort of with it. My BMI, my body mass index, is about to go from obese to overweight. So I will be under a BMI of 30, which is a big plus. And I have got 42 pounds left to get to my goal. So I am going to now start to count down. Rather than count up the pounds I've lost, I'm going to count down the pounds to go. So, yeah. But I'm happy that, you know, it's still coming off. Even a pound a week is absolutely fine, because I understand as I get lighter, you know, I'm not gonna be losing it as quickly, and I have to sort of look at my own habits now as well. I like routine, and I can stick to the diet very easily when I'm in routine, and when I'm in the routine of work, for example. But when I'm out of routine like this week, I found it a little bit more complicated. because, you know, for example, I would have to, you know, go and get a drink, for example, and out of habit, I would say, I'll have a latte. And of course, latte is full of milk, and extra milk equals extra sins, which is not what I want. Whereas I should have been saying black coffee or tea with skim milk within my allowance, and I didn't. So I know where I've sort of gone, you know, wrong, as it were. And I've tried to stick with it as much as I can, and I've protected my loss, because I've still had a loss, but it could have been more. On Tuesday I did 17,000 steps. I did a lot of walking, but of course, because I had the more sins, that didn't reflect so in the scales. So swings and roundabouts, isn't it? And then today is Friday, and Andy's children are here for the weekend. They will be arriving later this afternoon. Hence why I'm taking the peace and quiet now to do this video. Stitching wise this week, I've worked on She Sleeps, I've worked on Autumn Waltz, I've worked on my stitching shelf, and I'm working on this, and I've also worked on my model, and I'm almost finished with the stitching part on my model stitch. I do have some back stitch to do, so I'm hoping that later today that will be complete. Certainly the stitching part will be complete, if not the back stitch, which will then, you know, Autumn Waltz is due to come out on Sunday, and I want that close to, if not finished, this weekend if I can. Stitches remaining on Autumn Waltz. Let me just plumb it into my spreadsheet. I've got a spreadsheet that works everything out. It's marvellous. Autumn Waltz. Come on, Autumn Waltz. Right, so I have done 200. I've got 2,656 stitches remaining. There's a high chance that that's going to be done this weekend, because I'll be finishing my model, and then Sunday is dedicated to one piece. And if I get some extra time, if I finish my model early and get some extra time, happy days. So it might get done this weekend. So you have to tune into the live to find out. And then my princess gets bumped up. Sounds ridiculous, but I'm just struggling to find this pattern in Pattern Keeper, because I'm wading through that many patterns on there. And if you'd have seen my floss tube last week, you'll know that Gecko Rouge next year is also going to have a tilt and start. The year of the Gecko is going to have a tilt and start in there as well, because I bought another Lord of the Rings themed pattern, which was the One Ring to Rule Them All, or something I think it's called. So I got that. I said to Andy, I said, oh, I've seen this on Facebook. I've seen it before, but I've seen it stitched up quite a way through, and I like it. And he's like, what are you waiting for? So It's Andy's fault. So that's that. So as it stands, I've got 8 Gecko Rouges and 1 Tilton. So if I plan on a new start once a month, I've got 3 slots to fill. I haven't bought the Argonath yet, which I also showed in my floss tube. But I've also got 2 mirrors. Well, a mirror and a Nora. Can't even speak this morning. They were sitting around as well. So, but yeah, my rotation's going to get very busy next year. And then I think then we'll probably have at least a couple of years of no new starts, I would have thought. With the exception, of course, of model stitching or commissions. Anyway, we're going to have a look at some of your comments. There's my comments page. And see what's in the mix bag today. So my first one is on the last time I stitched on this one. On Stitch With Me ASMR. It's Rosemary Webber who says, I'm stitching along with you and this hour went by lightning fast. Many thanks for the stitch with me. They do go fast. They go fast when you're filming them. So I know how you feel. Okay, on my Floss Tube 5, Josie Fun says, love Envy, lovely to see your face and your progress. I'm working on Wrath, love it, lots of red. Yeah, Wrath is lovely. I can't wait to do the other sins, I really can't, you know. But of course, you know, one thing at a time. Next year I'm going to double my whips, so one thing at a time. Oh, I wish I had all the time in the world to stitch, I really do. I wish I could make a full-time living off it. I mean, I know I've got this model stitching work, but it's not enough to make a full-time living. Unless anybody knows anybody else who wants a model stitcher. But I need to earn about, well, to make it pay, I'd be looking at earning around about £2,000 a month. And after taxes and deductions and stuff. And I don't think I'm going to get quite that. But there we go. Okay. On my Floss Tube, Stitch With Me, sorry, with Sailing Fairy, Linda Love to Stitch writes, I love all the shades of blue. Yeah, there's loads of lovely blues. I've got 2 pieces which feature quite a lot of blue, Sailing Fairy and Daughter of the Deep. And the blues on them are different, even though that they're both sort of sea schemes or sea themes, because Daughter of the Deep is slightly, it's still colourful but less vibrant less vibrant in the colours, if you know what I mean. The Sailing Fairy colours just sort of seem to have like the more sort of dual edge to them, and seem to be a bit more in your face bright, if in the nicest sort of way. I might not be describing that particularly eloquently. Where, you know, in the actual sea part, whereas Daughter of the Deep's brightness actually comes from the stitches in the figure. That might be a better way of putting it. So Betsy, on my last time that she sleeps was out before Monday. Betsy Crowder says, "Thank you, Nicola, for another stitch with me. I so enjoy your videos and appreciate your efforts. Thank goodness you were able to retrieve your threads." Yeah, these were the lost threads that ended up in a neighbour's letterbox. Yes, thank goodness I was able to retrieve them indeed. And she says, "Talk to me each Sunday." And of course, you know, Betsy's one of the people that does join me on my lives. And of course, if there's anybody else that's thinking about joining in on a live, do come on in. They're a lovely opportunity to have a chat and a bit of a giggle and enjoy some stitchy time together. And I absolutely love spending my Sunday evening with a load of like-minded stitchers. I don't have stitchy friends in real life that like we join up with and stitch. I have sort of friends, you know, through the retreats and so on, and a work colleague who also stitches, but we never stitch in the same room, if that makes sense, because she primarily works from home, as do I. I take my stitching into office. I don't think she does, but she rarely goes into the office anyway, because she is on a remote worker contract, as am I, but I choose to go into the office. Really for being a team player and joining up with my colleagues, it's great, you know, to be able to sort of network in person rather than you know, feel pretty much out of it all the time at home. I mean, I learned this job that I'm in remotely, and it was very difficult. So when I go into the office, I do take advantage of the people around me where I can, and if I can get any knowledge from them, if I can gain any knowledge from them, I will. So anyway. No, come on too far. That's not looking properly. Let's try that again. Right, okay. Andrea Verachta. You look so much younger with your new hairstyle. Yep. I don't like long gel nails. I don't know how you can stitch with it, but if you like them, go for it. Well, they're not particularly long at the moment. I've just had them cut down. But I do sort of leave it, you know, 4 weeks between infills, because with my nails just having the clear gel, it's very forgiving. So when they do grow out, it doesn't affect me, because I've been stitching constantly with them anyway, and I just get used to it. But it is nice when I have them cut down. I couldn't have, there was incredibly, you know, when sort of people have nails that are sort of that long, you know, sort of that long again. I couldn't stitch if I had very long nails like that. But, you know, I have generally speaking, a short length manicure, as you can see. But when it does get to the they do get to the point that they're getting ready, because I've just constantly used my hands, I'm used to the nails, if that makes sense. My nails is the only treat really that I have, because and my hair, because I don't drink, I don't go out, I don't smoke. Cross stitching is my hobby, but it's also a form of income for me, i.e. with the model stitching. I work a full-time job and I'm a mum, so you know, my nails are a treat. And it's certainly one that my girls and Andy approve of, because they know that I am very poor at treating myself. So Mrs. Miggins comments on FlossTube 6 saying, fabulous amount of stitches, see you on Sunday, stay safe. And she asked if, you know, who was the stitcher that does a phenomenal amount of stitches. We've talked about her a couple of times on our live. This lady does about 70,000, getting on for 70,000 stitches a month. It's numbers I can only dream of. You know, she has days where she's done 3,000 stitches in a day. You know, if I do like, you know, more than 1,000, 1,200, 1,400, the next day I don't really want to stitch. So I try not to sort of push it, unless, you know, I'm using a different project. Like Sundays, I usually get 1,400 stitches in on a Sunday. So, you know, that is, you know, a day where I do sort of, you know, to push what I do. But on a Monday, I've got a brand new project in front of me, so I'm all right to stitch on it, because it's fresh. But yeah, she does nearly 70,000 stitches a month just on one project. On her, I think it's World Travel Bookshelf that she's doing. No. Is it World Travel? No, I don't think so. Once Upon a Fairy Tale, that's it. Sharon Fennell says, great numbers as always. You should keep a yearly count of your model stitches separately to your normal stitching. Do you get an overall total of what you've done? Yep, I do get an overall total on my model stitches, because the patterns are the sort of the very raw patterns, which say how many stitches of a certain colour. So I can just add up the total number of X's, and I have got it loaded into StitchPal, where I can just, once I've finished the model stitch, I can just input the full amount of X's on it. So yeah, I am keeping a tally of them. I think this particular model is about, well, it's over 6,000 stitches. So it's certainly a lot bigger than the first one, which was like 1,250. So yes, I will be keeping a separate tally. StitchPal is very good for, you know, you can either count down or count up. grab a quick drink. Norma asks, how is it possible you get so much done in such a short time? Practice, two-handed stitching, lots of luck falling into my lap. Early starts when it's nice and quiet. Working from home, stitching through my lunchtime. Having a very handy Andy who doesn't mind housework. So lots of things, Norma. It all adds up to make for a good sort of stitchy day. Thought something was going wrong. She says she's truly envious and she loves my new haircut and happy stitching. Thank you, Norma. Okay. So Patricia, Lord of the Rings stained glass is really taking shape. I don't know if I could do all of the black without any other colour. Yeah. Gridded fabric helps with that, and going between the block stitching and this sort of confetti area also helps. And you know, it's just really sort of a different method for me to do a stitch. Patricia, I like to mix things up, really. The colours in Sailing Princess, Sailing Fairy it is, are beautiful. Love all of those different blues. Congrats on subscriber increase and great progress on the weight loss. Safe travels and keep stitching. Thank you. Subs, I've somehow I'm up another 30. I've got 1,530 now, so that's good. And it's sort of steadily increasing, which I love. But I do know not everybody watches my videos, and not everybody who watches my videos is a subscriber. So if you are watching this and you haven't subscribed, why not? It's free. There's no charge for subscribing to YouTube videos. I mean, I'm not going to get to sort of the lofty heights of, you know, Karen the Needlebug with a 15,000 plus subscribers. I don't think, but, you know, it's nice to see channel growth. Let me just move the camera a wee bit. There we go. And I'm obviously doing something that people want to watch, which is great. There is revenue from YouTube, and it just goes into a savings account because the money that I earn is going towards, I need some home improvements, so it's going towards that at the moment. And I will be making sure that you know, we continue living in our home, you know, in a well-maintained home, thanks to, you know, the extra additional income that I'm receiving. It's not a fortune, don't get me wrong, but it all helps, doesn't it? So Clara says, your hair trim looks great, makes you look loads younger. Yep. Love seeing all the blues and greens in Fairy and Daughter. Yeah. Happy to hear you stitching your new commission pieces. Oh yes, so am I. Like I said though, I just wish I could share the one that I'm currently doing because it's absolutely adorable. I think as well, when you're stitching something and you just love the subject, it makes it's not work, it's not a chore, is it? It's a pleasure. Linda Loves to Stitch on Flosstube 6 says, you've done a great amount of stitches. I look forward to seeing how your projects take shape as you progress. Yeah, I plan this year to do like a mid-year whip parade, as well as my end of year, and see how far I've come in 6 months. So, you know, that'll be, you know, good. To be able to sort of see how things are taking shape is going to be, I think, enormously beneficial. Give me a bit of impetus and spur me on a little bit more. Betsy says, another fantastic stitchy week for you, Nicola. Your consistency with stitching and weight loss amazes me. Way to go. I am stubborn, Betsy, more than anything. I am stubborn. Anybody that lives here will tell you that. I'm stubbornly working on these £42, and I'm stubbornly working, what have I done here, on this stitching. Get some progress. That's okay. It's a trait. My stubbornness runs in the family. Kel's Bells says, great progress. Thank you. And Sharon Marie, a good week stitching, Nicola. Congratulations on the weight loss too. Because last week I had 2.5 pounds through snow. This week I've had another pound. The week before I had another 1.5 pounds. So it's steady, and I'm good with that. Rosemary says, hi Nicola, my internet cut out. Message from Xfinity, serviceman in the area. Service should be restored by right. He was probably the one who disconnected everything. Oh dear. Congratulations, great news about the weight loss. Looking forward to seeing Envy again this Sunday. Thanks for your videos and chats. We had some local power cuts during the snow, which didn't actually affect us in terms of the power cut, but it did affect where the internet exchange is, or the internet hub, or whatever it is called locally, and affected the local Vodafone mobile network. So we've been fortunate not to see regular power outages, I have to say. Norma again says, you're a true needlewoman. I tried stitching at an airport stroke airplane and got strange looks from people nearby and haven't had the courage to stitch in public again. Norma, that is a huge shame, and I always say that if somebody's looking at you with a look of, you know, a look that is strange, that is a them problem. It's not a you problem. They are the people with the issue that you have sat there with a needle and thread. And I certainly wouldn't let it put you off stitching in public. I'm going to London in May or June, whenever it is, for a weekend, and I plan on stitching on the train. So, you know, if anybody gives me strange looks, I shall just ignore them. But don't let anybody dull your shine. Straighten your crown, Norma. Get your stitching out in public. Like I said, I've stitched on pretty much every mode of public transport. Trains, buses, planes, trams, coaches, cars. I was stitching in the car on Tuesday. But don't let anybody take the shine off stitching. You know? I mean, let's face it, if they were walking around, you know, with a gun over the shoulders and a brace of rabbits in the hand, you'd say, well, they must enjoy hunting. Or if they've got a snooker cue, you might, they might enjoy, you know, going to the pub and having a couple of pints and playing pool. So, you know, don't let anybody dull your shine. But I may change that this year. Do change it, Norma. Get your stitching out and be proud. You're being creative at the end of the day, you know. This is, for me, is a creative art. Now, I just said I'm going to London. In St Pancras Station in London, there's a piano. And it's for public to play. Now, some people play the piano and they're really, really good. They can play like Rachmaninoff and stuff and do really, really well. Other people can manage chopsticks and it sounds terrible. But, you know, you should never be afraid to be public about something that you love. So, Clara, on my Afromov Stitch With Me, says, "Hi Nikki, I'm here. I've just been stitching along." Yes, I did notice that you were a bit MIA, Clara. I did have a slight concern that I'd not seen you for a bit. I'm stitching on the Realm of Middle Earth and finally doing some squiggly lines on page 2. Woo! Fantastic. I'm almost done with Pandemic at 97%, making it my focus piece. Then I'll make a couple of other non-full coverages that I've had haggling at me to finish. Need to get them out of rotation and done with. Yep. Then I can just concentrate on my full coverages and my one Mirabilia. Love watching you stitch on all those reds. See you next time. Take care and rest. Yep. All of the above. Have rested. Oh, I've missed a stitch at the bottom of this. No, that's okay. I can pop it in on the next row. Yeah, have rested, Clara. Recharged my batteries. Even though, you know, I've had a fairly busy week, I've not had it so busy that I don't feel that I am rested. So thank you. Next time off from work is the Easter break. So we have Good Friday and Easter Monday off. So I'll get a long weekend then. And it's a stitchy weekend. Missy says, "Thanks for lovely video again. I love to watch you at the morning. And this morning it's my birthday. What a treat to get a morning watch. I'll catch it on Sunday. I hope you had a really lovely birthday, Missy. And I'm glad that my stitching was almost like a gift." So Roxanne Green, again on Night Cafe, says, "Hi again, I'm a night owl and I can't believe how fast that hour went by. Please consider doing 2 hours. I could watch you all night and you're very nice to listen to. Nice, calm and relaxing while I'm stitching." Oh, that's lovely. Thank you for that, Roxanne. I've been told before that my voice is calming, which is quite nice. It's not often as a mum you're told that your voice is calming. You're normally told to stop shouting at me when you've got kids. But yeah, I mean, I do enjoy doing these stitch-alongs, these stitch with me's, but I don't fill them all with chat because I just don't have enough to chat about. Hence why, you know, I use and answer the comments while I'm doing it, because it means that I have something to talk about, and sometimes they can bring up subjects which might ordinarily pass me by. So keep your comments coming, everyone. Okay. I'm just going to reposition now. Just do a quick mark off. Oh dear. Sandy, my lovely friend, says, love the haircuts, which really suits you. Thank you, Sandy. Wow, 5.5 stone is brilliant. Congrats. Congrats on 1.5k subs. Not before time. Thank you. And brilliant live as usual. Thanks for sharing. Take care and happy stitching. Thanks, Sandy. It's people like you who come back and watch this channel week on week and participate in the lives and so on, which make it for me. So, you know, thank you too. Okay. Oh dear. Excuse me. And then she goes on to say, I hope you have a great week off work. I hope that you and Andy also enjoy your time alone. Thanks for a great stitch with me as always. Take care and happy stitching on my other stitch with me. One comment is on a floss tube, one on a stitch with me. Jane Murray leaves me a smiley face, and Elaine last week says, I missed your live, with a bit of a sad face. My lives are always available on catch up. I'm sorry that you missed it, you know, physically sort of being there, Elaine, but you know, I do have them on the catch up so that if you do miss them, you can watch. You know, I know that it's not quite the same as participating in the live, but you know, it's still there. And Esther says, oh my goodness, I missed the live. I totally forgot. Busy packing. I have to move at the end of the month, but it's all good. Not to worry, Esther, not to worry. Packing for a move is far more important. Making sure you don't miss anything. That looks like a fat stitch. Yeah, split the block. Don't know about ball tip needles for my 25 count. I think I might need it for my 18. It's splitting the blocks on this one. I mean, it could be the quality of the fabric, I don't know. Okay, Sharon on my live stream says, enjoyed listening to your chat this morning. Chatelaines are gorgeous. I'm enjoying watching Jo at Belushi Stitches. Stitch her one, I think it's the same one that Teresa is doing. Mad Morty's working on one too. Envy's looking great. You're very informative about Harry and he's carrying on. Yep. Something I do follow with interest and, shall we say, mild amusement. This week chaos seems to reign with those two because of their revamped websites, their royal connection on it, which they have been told not to use. Meghan's crest features on it, and it appears that they are trying to create a royal court over in the USA. And the further news that they have adopted the surname of Sussex for their children, which may or may not cause some issues because it's connected to a royal title, and they are, even though Harry is royal by birth, they are not working royals. And I think, it's getting to the point that the time has come to look at removing those titles, because it does seem like that they're abusing it and completely disregarding the late Queen's wishes when they decided to stop becoming working members of the family. So, yeah, it's been an interesting week. They're currently in Canada for the Invictus Games 1 year countdown. Private jets, which is brilliant when you're an eco-warrior. Paid for allegedly by the charity, which is brilliant when a charity is paying thousands for its spokesperson, chairperson, whatever he is, to that charity. It's nice to know where your publicly funded donations are going to, isn't it? Hair, makeup, wardrobe and private jets. That's not what charity's about, in my honest opinion. But then again, I've never understood it when a charity boss gets paid X amount of thousands of pounds. When their salary looks like a telephone number. Don't get me wrong, I don't know if Harry's been paid from Invictus, but it certainly looks like they're spending a telephone number's worth of Invictus money on the very fact that they are there. Flights, accommodation, outfits, possibly security, because it's very grey area as to who's paying for the security. So, yeah. It annoys me because, Prince William won a settlement for phone hacking and immediately gave that money to the Invictus Games, to the Royal Foundation charity, because it was actually, everybody says Prince Harry founded the Invictus Games. Prince Harry did not found the Invictus Games. He was a co-founder along with Prince and Princess of Wales and the Royal Foundation. And then there was a decision somewhere to allow Harry to focus on the Invictus Games. But, he sort of seems to have adopted it as himself. And the bios on that website are ridiculous as well. I wouldn't suggest clicking on the website, by the way, because they're data harvesting, selling your data. I haven't clicked on it. I've just sort of seen videos of it. They're saying that, that they're very family orientated and all this. Well, slagging your family off in a book and a series and not visiting your very sick father is being truly family orientated. Never allowing the children to see the light of day is truly family orientated, isn't it? Excuse the mirth in my voice. It just makes me annoyed. Those children are in line to the British throne and we never see them. You know, if they want to be truly private citizens, they should have relinquished the titles, relinquished their, you know, left it up to the children whether or not they take a title when they come of age, like Edward and Sophie did, and go off and live a quiet life and stay out of the press and stop having backgrid on dialer pap on speed dial. But anyway, let's move on from them, eh? I know more about him today than I did yesterday. Enjoy a few days away with Andy. I'd love that. It'd be right up my street. You have lovely villages over there. Northern Ireland lacks that, I think, anyway. Hope you have a good, productive week and happy stitching. I've been to Northern Ireland, Sharon, and I quite liked it. I thought that the towns and villages up there were very quaint and lovely. So, you know, from an outsider's point of view, I've got colleagues that work over in Antrim as well, and in little villages just outside of Antrim. And, you know, from what I've seen and heard from them, it's beautiful. So, yeah, don't knock it. Okay. So I posted an unboxing of my Gecko Rouge kit, and obviously I had an issue with the pattern keeper. Natita says I've had this happen before with one of the Gecko Rouge charts. To fix it, go to advanced settings and reference the legend. I did that, but because that legend is wrong anyway on pattern keeper, it would never have fixed the problem. The little star symbol that was showing on pattern keeper, I've got now that it should be assigned to number 7. That's wrong. And the remainders of the symbols need to be a number down following the floss card, which should then correct the mock-up. But I shall have a play with that and see if I can't fix that. It'd be nice if the mock-up's fixed, because the mock-up will show how it looks when it's stitched as per pattern keeper, and at the moment it looks horrific. So thank you for your hint and tip there, but it is something that I've tried. I've had 1 or 2 import issues with Gecko Rouge before, so, but anyway. Cross-stitch from Belgium says, love the new pattern. When you do the year of the gecko, does that mean you don't stitch on your other full coverages? Chantal, the gecko kits will be added into the rotation. And no full coverage will be left behind. I don't do that. So yeah, even though I'm doing a load of new starts, it doesn't mean I'm abandoning my current pieces. So yeah, I shall carry on stitching them in rotation and just add in the Gecko Rouge ones. But I shall keep the same ethos as the one with the least amount of stitches to a finish is the priority one. I'm so looking forward to starting these Gecko Rouge kits. They are truly lovely pieces. I'm still waiting. I've got a kit on order, which I'm still waiting for, but, you know, no rush. It's my birthday present, and we'll do an unboxing of it as well. Okay. Sherry says, thanks for the video, love the new kits. Oh, yes. Sharon Marie says, gorgeous kit, hope you get the pattern keeper issue resolved. Does it just show the completed stitches as grey blocks rather than relevant colours? Mine does on my recent ones. Now and again a colour will appear, but mostly grey. I've no idea, Sharon, I've not tried it. I mean, I know that obviously I haven't started them until next year, but I haven't tried that. I should just leave them as is, and then, you know, see what happens next year. she said she's not started hers either, but she was testing it out, highlighting and unlight highlighting again to see what it looked like without the colour. I'm aware you're not starting until next year. Yeah. So I did update that Gecko Rouge had resolved my issue with Pattern Keeper, and yeah, all being well, I should fix it, but I will know when I actually sit and tinker with it if I have fixed it or not, because I haven't tinkered with it just yet. Saskia was catching up on Floss Tube 58, so way back last year, and it's the one where my Gecko, not Gecko Rouge, I've got Gecko Rouge on the head now, where my night cafe had to be restarted. Oh my, she says, I actually had a little cry. So sorry for you to experience the Stitcher's worst nightmare. I'm watching from the far future, catching up after a horrible end of 2023. I'm really sorry to hear that, Saskia. I wrecked my phone and about 2/3 of my patterns are lost because stupid past me didn't save them all on a separate device. I just did not have the heart, and now I'm just starting to get back to my stitching. That is a bit of a disaster. I usually email patterns to myself and upload them then to Pattern Keeper, so that even if I lost Pattern Keeper, I've still got the patterns emailed to myself. So there we go. So I think the next crop of comments are on my latest Floss Tube and beyond, so I will leave those for the next video. But thank you all again. Another nice crop of comments. It's really nice that that you guys interact with me and make these comments. It's lovely to read them. I really do enjoy reading them, going through them and discussing them. They're a part of my stitching life now. To know that other people feel the same way or are doing the same thing or whatever, it's just lovely. I absolutely love it. So there we go. I've done quite a lot of stitches as well while I've been talking. Because when it's all plain black, just grabbing off the one floss colour, it's dead easy, isn't it? Block colour always makes for a speedy stitch for me. No, go one more again. Get good at that today. I don't think I've got any plans for the weekend. Might be doing a bit of work, which I've got my model to finish. haven't got any concrete plans as such. So just probably a bit of R&R before back at work on Monday morning, 9 AM. Apparently, according to Slimming Class Lady last night, we're due to have some more snow next week, which I am not looking forward to. But it is what it is. If we get snow, we get snow. Not a lot we can do about it, is there? Last lot didn't stay for very long. But, you know, if it starts to get icy underfoot, that's when we have the problem. Debating whether or not to wear your shoes or wear your skis. Let's finish this bit off and then we will round off this one for today, I think. Okay. We'll do a mark off and see how we've done. So I started off having done 80 this morning and we're at 343. So that's what, 260, something like that, 263 in 2 hours. No, an hour and almost 10 minutes. So I will just round off my video with its usual reminders. 3 videos coming up on the end of the end screen in a moment. If you've not watched them, please do go and take a moment to have a look. My channel is funded and supported solely by your viewership. So, you know, if you can take a look at another video and persevere with ad breaks as well, which I understand are annoying, please do so. If you want to know how I start and end my threads, if you hover over here, there's a little eye. It will take you to the video of how I start and end my threads. My schedule is I release a floss tube on a Tuesday, Stitch With Me's on Wednesdays and Fridays, and a live stream on a Sunday at 7:30 PM UK time. If you can join me for that, it'd be great. Subscribers only can participate in the chat. So if you are not subscribed to the channel, there is no better time to go ahead and do so. And then you'll be able to see, you know, and participate in the chat for me. But yeah, really all that's left to say is thank you all very much indeed for watching. Do take care, happy stitching, and I'll see you next on Sunday for the live if you are around. If not, I will see you on Tuesday for Floss Tube, and again if not, I'll see you next Wednesday for Stitch With Me. Take care everybody, bye bye for now.